just saw this and it just seemed like something that I had to do. I was lucky and fortunate that they thought of me to be part of this ensemble. And of course I wanted to dive headfirst into it. It was just, why wouldn't I?
I'm super excited for this new show. I followed the original, like, true story all the way through the headlines, and obviously it's so fascinating. What was it about you, this story, that drew you to it?
Yeah, I mean, at the peak of this story, when this is all going on, I was a teenager. I actually wasn't following it. I don't think I was really paying much attention to the news when I was 16, 17. So
None of us were.
yeah. So I was new to the story when the project got brought to my attention, but what drew me to it was just the people involved. I mean, the cast and Liz and Hulu and everything. I just saw this and it just seemed like something that I had to do. I was lucky and fortunate that they thought of me to be a part of this ensemble, and of course I wanted to dive headfirst into it. It was just, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Tyler's such an interesting character too. What was it like preparing to become him and to tell the story?
Well, I mean, it was great because Tyler is such an incredible and admirable guy, and I really applaud his strength and courage to do what he did and sort of be able to continue to put his neck out there for these people who are being affected by Elizabeth and her actions, while he was being completely affected by it, and they were trying to intimidate him and scare him out of doing what he was trying to do, and he just stuck with it. And I mean, he was going through such a hard time in his life during all this, so I feel very lucky to play someone that really should be called a hero. And yeah, I mean, in terms of, he has his own. I listened to the Dropout podcast, obviously, and watched tons of interviews and read articles, but he has his own audiobook, and sort of it's like a podcast where it's multiple hours of him speaking on his side, his perspective of working there and what he was going through mentally. And that was very helpful, just to hear him speak on scenes and things that we actually portray in the show, and just hear his thought process, to sort of have that in the back of my head when we were shooting the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, talk about source material. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Now, I know because this story is so well known and the Dropout is bringing its own take to it, its own perspective. What do you think that the Dropout has that maybe just reading straight news stories or listening to podcasts doesn't?
Well,
other than wonderful actors.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, I think like more, yes, the curtain was pulled back in the media, and like, with the Wall Street Journal article and these things started to come out. People started to know about what they did, but they don't know a lot about the intricacies of the relationships between the people at the company. And I feel like the show is very complex in showing that it wasn't black and white. There was sort of people's motives and their actions and how their relationships with each other and people not, and just showing how that influenced everything, whether it be the relationship between Elizabeth and Sonny, or also just people who worked at the company who felt like if they were to not do what they were told, or that they would be let go. And yeah, I don't know. I think just showing the sort of relationships between the people and showing these people as human beings, that you can always read what they did wrong, but you can't read about necessarily all the time who they were as people and why they did what they did and things like that. So, and how they did what they did. But
right. All that wonderful humanity stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us today. And I'm looking forward for everyone to see more of the Dropout.
Same. Absolutely. Thank you.